just cleaning up my table. So yeah, let's get into today's video. Hi people, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Zee and I run this YouTube page. But if you're not new here, you might know me from Instagram under the handle Melly Beauty. Well, I might phase that intro out in future videos because once I probably hit like 10 YouTube videos or something, I'll probably phase out that second part of my intro because now you guys know me from my YouTube and not from my Instagram. So yeah. Now in today's video, we're gonna talk about episode 2 of My Wants, Why I'm Always Broke. And in today's episode of My Wants, we're gonna talk about Revolution Beauty. If you guys don't know Revolution Beauty or you're not familiar with Revolution Beauty is like this whole like big giant makeup brand that has a lot of sub makeup brands, and their sub makeup brands are I Heart Revolution, Revolution Beauty, Revolution Pro, Makeup Obsession, XX Revolution, and Revolution Skincare. So they also have like body stuff and fragrances, but that's not as popular outside of the UK because obviously you can't ship fragrances overseas. And before we get into the shopping list, I do want to go into like my pros and cons of the entire brand called Revolution Beauty. Personally, for me, as much as I like Revolution Beauty, I feel like they've lost the sauce when it comes to their vision for each of their sub brands. So they have I Heart Revolution, which is targeted more towards teenagers, people who are still starting out in makeup, with like really cute and colorful packaging. And though the prices are not that much cheaper than any other of their lines, but it's like more geared towards the younger makeup brand audience. So that's one thing. And then they have their regular Makeup Revolution line, which is fine. I think there's nothing wrong with the regular Makeup Revolution line. Then they have Revolution Pro, which I think they have definitely lost the sauce when it comes to Revolution Pro, because I feel like the products that they come out in Revolution Pro is more suited towards Revolution Beauty, the original like core brand, and like I don't know, kind of like it doesn't scream makeup artist to me anymore. For example, there are color books in the original Revolution Beauty brand. I think that is more suited to be released in Revolution Pro because when you're a makeup artist, it's more beneficial for you to have that kind of like monochromatic color scheme because you're working on different clients with different undertones, different skin tones, maybe switching out on concepts. So having that whole color book of monochromatic colors, both in shimmer and matte, to me suit the Revolution Pro line a lot more than the core original line. So yeah. And then they have Makeup Obsession. That, in my head, like why come up with Makeup Obsession? Because Makeup Obsession is literally like, I would say, a mix of I Heart Revolution and Revolution Beauty, but for Boots, which is a drugstore or like a makeup and healthcare beauty kind of supply store in the UK. Like, why create Makeup Obsession? I don't see the vision or like the aim of Makeup Obsession anymore, apart from like having a spot in Boots. And then on top of that, they recently came out with XX Revolution, which is makeup plus skincare. To me, that is pretty not innovative, but like, okay, I can see it. And to me, once they started XX Revolution, I don't think they need Makeup Obsession anymore because they already have I Heart Revolution, they already have Revolution Beauty, the main brand, and then they have Revolution Pro, XX Revolution, and then Makeup Obsession doesn't feel like there's no reason for them to have it, I guess, in my opinion. I think the products that you get in Makeup Obsession can definitely just be released in the Revolution line, and then XX Revolution should just be like a Boots exclusive brand, you know? But yeah. Anyway, now we're gonna move on into my shopping ones from Revolution Beauty. I have my laptop right here because I don't have my phone. My phone is used for filming. So let me just quickly bring up the shopping list from Revolution Beauty. So first one, what I want from Revolution Beauty, I have like the whole list here. Shout outs to Kenny, I'm watching her latest video on what's it called, on her followers choose what she eats. Anyway, so this is the list. It's super long. I'm starting off with I Heart Revolution and Revolution Beauty first. So let's get into the list. First of all, we're gonna talk about face stuff and primers. So majority of my primers are like pore slash mattifying primers. Some of them being the Conceal and Fix Pore Perfecting Primer, I Heart Revolution Tasty Peach Mattifying Priming Spray, because it's a priming spray and not like your regular silicone primer. I'm really interested to try that. And then the Strawberry Whip or Peach Delight Primer, because those are once again mattifying and pore filling primers. So all the photos will be included right here. And yeah, I just really like pore and mattifying primers, but not overly mattifying primers, if you get what I mean. So yeah, those are face primers. Moving on to concealers. I don't have any foundations because I have the foundation from Revolution Beauty, which is their Conceal and Define Original Soft Matte Foundation. Let me just go get it real quick. So yeah, I have the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Foundation in shade 8.2 and 8.5. 8.2 is my face shade, 8.5 is my highlighting shade. On my skin, because my skin is normal to oily combination skin, it is like quite matte on my skin. So anyone with dry skin might want to go for more of their Conceal and Hydrate or Conceal and Glow foundation, because this is a little dry for me. So whenever I use this foundation, I go for more of a hydrating or like natural, no mattifying, just like standard primer or like a moisturizer underneath this foundation. So yeah, so I want to talk about concealers next, because I don't really have a foundation that I want to try from I Heart Revolution or Revolution Beauty. For concealer, I definitely want to try their supersized concealer. I've actually tried the Conceal and Define concealer. I do really like it. A little on the natural finish side for me. Like some people say that it's matte. I don't think it's that matte. On me, it's a little more like natural finish. So I just want the supersized concealer, because most days when I wear makeup, I only specifically use concealer. I never put on like a full face of foundation, only concealer. So having the supersized concealer is more up my alley. However, I do want to try the Infinite Longwear Concealer, because that is supposedly more coverage, and that is along the lines of like the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. So it's something that I do want to try from Revolution. And then the other concealer is a maybe, and that is the Ultimate Coverage Concealer. I think it's the Pot Concealer if I'm not wrong. I might want to try that, but I'm not really into pot concealer, so we'll see how. But yeah, Conceal and Define Supersize as well as the Infinite Longwear Concealers. Now moving on to powder. I want to try two powders, both of them loose powders, and that is the I Heart Revolution Baking Powder in Peach and the Conceal and Fix Setting Powder. I want to try the I Heart Revolution one more because it is more of a matte finish, and that is something that I personally like over like the Conceal and Fix. Supposedly based on Tammy's review, here's Tammy's photo. Based on Tammy's review, the Conceal and Fix Setting Powder is more of like a natural finish, kind of like borderline glowy setting powder, and I'm not about that life. So if I get to go to the UK sometime in the future, I might want to try that out, swatch that in store once this whole COVID-19 thing blows over, and see what the texture is really like, you know. So yeah. Next up, contour. Roxy Colette Contour Palette and the Chocolate Contour Palette. Both maybes, because I already have like the NYX Contour Palette and one of Revolution's old like Pro Face palettes. So it's not really a need for me, but I do want to like, you know, dip my fingers into it, see how it's like. And yeah. Moving on, bronzer. So as you can see, I'm going on really fast because the last time I did a once video, it was 45 minutes long. I'm not going to take that long, hopefully. The Glow Splendor Bronzer Patricia Bright Face Palette. That one's a maybe. As well as the Tammy Face Palette. The Tammy Face Palette is definitely too deep for me. I'm a light medium skin tone, leaning more towards medium. And her face palettes are more geared towards deep and deep darker skin tones. But I still want to try them out, you know. So Tammy collabs. The Patricia Bright one, I'm a little like, maybe is because I need to see the shades in real life, because a lot of people have said that the photos online don't exactly represent the actual shades in the palette. So yeah, But the Glow Splendor bronzer I definitely want to try out. Next up, blushes. So if you saw my Focalure video, you have seen that I got new blushes, but I want more blushes because I love blush. I like that flush on your cheeks because it makes you look a lot healthy, it makes you look cuter, and yeah. So for blushes, I want to try out the Roxy collaboration blush palette. I think the shade that she chose in that palette is actually really nice. I want to try the Heartbreaker blushes, the Blusher Reloaded, as well as the Ultra Blush palette in Hot Spice. I have the blush palette in Sugar and Spice, I think is that, if that's what it's called. Where is it? Let me go get it real quick. So yeah, I have the Revolution blush palette in Sugar and Spice. I really like this palette. Hot Spice, however, is more of a like orangey coral tone, and I don't really have those kinds of blush tones in my collection, so I definitely want to get the Hot Spice one, and I really like the formula, so I know I will like that palette. Moving on to highlighters. So highlighters is a maybe because I realized that I don't really use a lot of highlighters. I don't really like the highlighting look because I get oily throughout the day. Singapore is humid and hot and constantly like sweltering, so I will naturally have a highlighter throughout the day because, you know, oils and sweat. But highlighters that I do want to try from Revolution is their Reloaded ones, as well as their Soft Collaboration highlighter palette. I have yet to get that one, so yeah. Last but not least in the face category is setting spray. I just want the I Heart Revolution like setting spray line, as well as the Matte Fix Oil Control setting spray. I think I've tried that before like years ago, but I don't remember what I think of it. Last time I remember I do really like it, but yeah, I just want to like, you know, refresh my memory about it. So yeah, I Heart Revolution fixing spray line and the Matte Fix Oil Control line setting spray. I can't speak. Anyway, moving on. Now we're going on into eye stuff. I want to upgrade my brow game, honestly, because I feel like my brow game is not that strong. So for brows, first thing brows, Precise Brow Pencil. I have yet to find a Precise Brow Pencil that I like. I do like the Silky Gold one, but I find that it's a little too like creamy and pigmented, so it looks very strong. Sometimes you can go a little too like ham with that eyebrow pencil. So I want to find an eyebrow pencil, a precise one that I like. So yeah, brow gel, because I've never tried a colored brow gel. I've only ever used clear brow gels, so I want to try the brow gels. Brow pomade, maybe, I'm not so sure. I've tried the Revolution brow pomade before, really liked it, but I don't know. Maybe that's a maybe. The brow pomade is a maybe. Last but not least, definitely what I do want to get is their brow sculpting kit. I've been really into brow powders, but the one that I do have is not really that great, so I want to try the new brow powders or like brow sculpting kit. So yeah, moving on from brow powders or like brow stuff. What am I talking about? Moving on from brow stuff, I want to try their eye primers. They recently came out with like a dupe for the what's it called? I forgot. What's that brand? The eye primer, I forgot. The P. Louise eyeshadow base. I want to try that out, but I don't really like the style of application. I always prefer a wand. I find squeezy tubes or pots just 真的麻烦 because you have to use an applicator to blend it out on your fingers, and I'm just like, no. And you might use too much as well, so no, I don't like the tube or the pot. Another thing that I want to try from Revolution Beauty in terms of eye primer is the cut crease canvas, because I've never actually done a cut crease. Have I? No, actually I have, but maybe only once in my life, because I'm not about the life of like, you know, taking too much time doing my makeup, because I already take a lot of time doing my makeup. I don't want to like purposefully extend that time. So, but it's something that I do want to try, cut crease canvas. Another one is actually the Prime and Lock eye primer. The thing about the Prime and Lock eye primer is that I might have it actually. So let me just pull it out real quick. So I have this eye primer from Revolution Beauty, and this is from their 2018 Christmas collection. It just says eye primer. There's nothing, that's all it says. It could be their Prime and Lock eye primer before they formally released it. They released it in the Christmas sets first, which is what they normally do sometimes. So yeah, this might be the Prime and Lock eye primer. I actually really do like this eye primer. Surprisingly, when I put shadows on top of it, it blends out really nicely. So yeah, I really like the eye primer. But once again, I'm a lazy person and I never prime my eyelids. Moving on from eye primer is eyeshadow palettes. Oh my god, there's so many eyeshadow palettes that I want. They basically came out with that latte collection. I want all of it, basically. No questions asked. I mean, I'm a coffee fiend. I want all of the coffee collection and the latte collection. That's one. Number two is their Forever Flawless palette, specifically in Allure, because I don't have like mauvey purpley tones in that particular tones. I have the chocolate purple eyeshadow palette somewhere in my makeup collection. I'm too lazy to pull it out, but I have the purple like chocolate bar palette, and that is more like cool tone purples, whereas the Forever Flawless Allure is more like warm pinky purples. So I definitely want the Allure palette. I also definitely want the Tammy collaborations. I have the Soft Original collaboration, and that is one of like my favorite palettes ever. I have it right here. One of my favorite palettes ever, and you can see it, like I made it completely dirty. Problem is that I don't use it that much. Like you can see, I've dipped into a lot of like the shimmer shades and like the mattes, but I don't use it enough basically. So yeah, I do want the Tammy collaborations, all of them. The Tasty Peach collection, the Patricia Bright eyeshadow palette, even though the Focallure Endless Possibilities palette is a very close like match or like dupe for the Patricia Bright neutral eyeshadow palette. The Reloaded eyeshadow palettes in Provocative and Affection. However, Provocative is very close to Flawless Allure, so I might not get the Reloaded Provocative. The Flawless Foils, which is the like hot shimmer putty shadows, their chocolate palette in Elixir, Rose Gold, Smalls on Nude, Lemon Drizzle. These palettes, the Soft Extra Spice palette, and like I said in the earlier part of the eyeshadow part, the coffee collection and the latte collection. So yeah, that's it for eyeshadow palettes. Even though I have a shit ton of eyeshadow palettes right now, I just want more. I want more. Moving on, eyeliner. Renaissance eyeliner in dark brown. Enough said. I have the black one and I really like it, so I want a brown one. Next one is mascara. So Revolution came out with new mascaras and they look really nice. They remind me a lot of like the Get Big Lashes from Essence in terms of like the style of the packaging and the style of the brushes. So I do want to try out their mascara. They are a little bit expensive given like the exchange rate from British pounds to Singapore dollars. So they are kind of like maybe on the bottom end of my list when it comes to shopping if I were to ever go back to the UK and you know shop for Makeup Revolution stuff. So yeah, mascara will probably be on the bottom of the list because it is a little bit expensive and you know you have to throw them out every 3 months. Moving on from mascara, false eyelashes. I have one pair from Revolution in my makeup collection underneath my table. I'm too lazy to get it out. I think they're in the style Wispy. So apart from that, I do want to buy their eyelash glue because the one that I'm currently using right now is from Daiso and it's fine, but I do want to try out different types of lash glue. Apart from eyelash glue, I want to buy their Feather Wispy lash set as well as their Mix Wispy lash sets because I like wispy lashes. So yeah, alright, we're at the last portion of my episode 2 part 1 of what I want from Revolution Beauty. I had Revolution and Revolution Beauty. Lips. So I am a fiend for colored stuff. I have lots of foundations, I have lots of blushes, I have lots of lipsticks. Like I think at this point I have more than 50 lipsticks or like closing in on 50 lipsticks and I want more. So for lipsticks, I do want to try the Tasty Lipstick collection from the Avocado and Peach line. Their Satin Kiss lipsticks, Powder Matte lipsticks, Sheer lipsticks, which is the lip gloss, their lip gloss line in Hydra Bomb, Pout Bomb, and the chocolate glosses from I Heart Revolution. The Tammy collaboration, that is the one that I want to get like number 1 out of the lip portion of this one's list. I want to get the Tammy collaboration lip set first, and then the lip balms and sugar scrubs, and last but not least, their lip crayons. And yeah, that's it for my Once episode 2 part 1. What I want from Revolution Beauty, specifically I Heart Revolution and Revolution Beauty, the original brand. So yeah, this only took under half an hour. Yay! But I probably wouldn't cut that much out from the video. It probably 20-ish minutes once I've edited it. So yeah, that's it from me today. And now time for my outro. So for my outro today, I'm going to be recommending a song because majority of my outros happen to be K-pop idol of the moment, and I'm gonna pause on that. If you do it too often, people will get sick of it. So I'm going to be recommending a song, and this song is from a K-pop girl group called ITZY, and it's their song called Not Shy. Nothing much, I just really like the song. So yeah, if you guys don't mind listening to K-pop, I definitely suggest listening to ITZY's Not Shy. One of the songs that is under rotation right now for me. And yeah, that's it from me today. I hope you guys liked the video. Stay tuned for part 2 of what I want from Revolution Beauty in my Once series, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys!